is that people who are just starting are starting with the expectation that they are supposed to have a lot of customers or a lot of followers. How are you supposed to have a lot of customers or a lot of followers or a big base to work with when you just fucking started?
Let's go.
Here's another one.
Yeah!
And another one.
Yeah! You're the reason I wake up! So, still at work. It's Tuesday evening. So I hope you watched the intro. The intro is very important to what I've got to say today. When you start business, you start from the ground up. You work your way up the ladder. Nothing fucking comes easy. When I was right out of barber school, I didn't understand that. I thought, get my barber's license, get into a shop, start making a living, and do well. But it wasn't that way. And the same time, I was probably 6 months out of school, and a very good friend, an old friend of mine named Jeremy Davenport, who owns Eclair's Bakery down on the Central Coast in California. Go pay him a visit. Trust me, it is worth it. But I digress. In one day I posted something on social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the hell it was, in 2006. And it really came off as me either being jealous of his success and not understanding how much work he put into it, or frustrated out of how hard it was for me to build a clientele in Washington. I was like, man, he's killing it. I wish I knew what I was doing wrong, because he's killing it out of nowhere, opening his own bakery. But I didn't take into account the fucking long hours, man, he put into culinary school, the long hours he put into kitchens and lines and restaurants that he probably didn't want to work in, and stuff like that. And so it was something that I to this day I really regret, and I can't take it back. I apologized. At least I think I did. Fuck. But the point is this. When you go into business for yourself, whether you're a barber, whether you're a brand new tattoo artist, whether you are opening a restaurant, I don't fucking care. Whatever the business is, you have to start at the bottom. Ground level, man. Fucking first rung of the ladder. And you work your way up. You climb your way up. For me now, and I had to start over. Moving to Arizona, we started from scratch again. And it was one haircut leads to two. Two will lead to four. I'm going to build and build and build until I can. And sometimes I still haven't figured this out, and I don't appreciate the hard work I have to put into it. But in the end, you figure it out. If you really love what you're doing and you love your job, and guess what? This goes for even if you're not a business owner or a quote entrepreneur, which is cool to do now, even if you're not doing that, if you are brand new in a job, you don't get the new positions. You have to work your way up. You don't walk into a place and say, I can run this store, I can be your manager, and you've never worked as a manager before. It's when I worked in kitchens, I had to work my way up to the point where I was working on the line and I was cooking. I did a lot of dishes, man. I did a fucking shit ton of dishes to get to the point where I was cooking. So that's it. That's the point. There it is. Put in the time, put in the hard work. Success does not come overnight. And it's, if you think it is, yeah, you're wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are elements where sometimes there's a fucking fluke issue where you've got money, you don't have to sweat. But for most of the people who work, who are business people, barbers, barbershop owners, restaurant owners, you remember the empty days in the restaurant, in the shop, in your business. So just keep that in mind. Keep working. Work hard, stay humble, love your neighbor, stay positive, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.